So first, I have Barcelona playing double week this week, and it's in a race for the top 4 because they're facing 2 away matches. Barcelona against Fenerbahce in Turkey, and Barcelona against Panathinaikos in Athens. So this is crucial for home court advantage. Teams are so close in those from the 2nd to the 6th spot. It's crazy. And having it this season, the home court advantage, I think is super important this year because those teams from the 2nd to 6th spot, I think, are so equally competitive. So having that potential game 5 at home is just crucial. Can Barcelona win both of these away games? Fenerbahce are the best team actually at home, 13-1. Panathinaikos at home is tough with that Oaxaca crowd really back. They are 12-3, 5th best home record. But Barcelona are actually the best team according to the net rating in the last 8 games. So I think these two are going to be great just matches to watch for any EuroLeague fan. Fenerbahce won. I think it's super tough for Barcelona because no other team, only Fenerbahce, is in top 5 in both offense and defense in the last 8 games. So you could technically say that, according to the stats, Fenerbahce versus Barcelona is the match between 2 of best teams in the last 8 games. So I have this as my first game to watch, and this is, I think, crucial for the top 4 race. And
there's stories around the game as well.
And the stories that there's some, story there too with Šarūnas Jasikevičius coaching Fenerbahce right now. So Barca won both games in the first round, and they won both by 8 points. So I think this is also crucial to watch. Do Barcelona lose by more than 8 points? Can they lose less than 8? Because I think obviously their goal is to win. But if you are losing and you can lose by 6, that's also a big thing, I think. So what do you guys think about Barcelona's chances? Or are they staying in the top 4?
To me, the funny thing about Barca is that everyone expects them to drop. Everyone expects them to drop through the entire season.
Yeah.
But I mean, they
It's
keep
not
winning.
happening.
They keep surprising. They beat Partizan by 18 points. So, I wouldn't be surprised just because of this tendency that they're going to get this one win in a double week, which I think it's super hard. I don't see that happening, to be honest. But, Barca just keep us surprising and just keep being on the top.
They lost 1 game in the last 6, and that was against Monaco, which is a top of the standings team anyways.
Although they didn't have the best competition. I mean,
No, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Red Star, so...
Yeah.
I'm beating Partizan at home, who barely has any defense at the moment, is one thing. But beating Panathinaikos away or Fenerbahce away, that's a tough...
and they're
thing.
average playing away, 6 wins and 13 games away. So, but Ricky Rubio is getting better. So I don't know. It's an interesting one.
But anyway, these two are going to be amazing games to watch. I think this week, crucial for the race in the top 4. So Barcelona are definitely the team to watch in this double week. So that's my first game.
2 games.
Follow. Yeah, I cheated. I cheated like Donatas.
We let you cheat.
No,
It's 5 rounds
in an entertaining way. That's what I'm trying to do every
It's
time.
5 rounds. It's 5 rounds, so there are a lot of good games left. I have to be, smart about it. Second one is Team Valencia, and Valencia is a big-time player deciding the play-in race. Why? They're actually in the 10th spot, 10th, 11th, and 12th, because Partizan, Bayern, and Valencia are tied. And we have this triangle among these 3 teams, and Valencia are playing both in the last 5 rounds. In the next round, there's going to be Valencia against Bayern at home. And in round 34, we have Partizan in Stark Arena hosting Valencia. So these 2 games, I think, are going to be huge. But Valencia are actually second worst team in the league, according to the net rating in the last 8 games. And they just lost to Fener by, 75 points, it seemed like. They allowed Fenerbahce to make 24 3-pointers. Brandon Davis is out for this double week, is out for this game against Bayern that they have at home. I think it's a must-win for them. But Bayern is in a much better shape. because Bayern has the tiebreaker against Partizan, 2-0. If you remember that game winner by Sylvain Francisco in Stark Arena. Bayern has won against Valencia by 1 point. So if Bayern wins this, they have a 4-0 against the two teams they're actually right now playing for the play-in spot. And their recent shape is also quite telling. Valencia have only 1 win in the last 6 games. Partizan have 1 win in the last 6 games, while Bayern have 4. So it's never easy to beat Valencia in Valencia because they used to have really good defense that, in the last couple of rounds is a little bit better. But I think without Brandon Davis, it's definitely a doable task for Bayern. And if they can win that, I think that's a huge win for their playoff chances, for their playoff hopes.
If they make the play-in, that would be so unexpected because they were, okay, before the season, you could say that Bayern could qualify, could make the play-in, but during the season, they were always like 14th, 15th team in the standings, and they were just, slipping. But yeah, now they're not super hot. They're not among the hottest teams at the moment in the EuroLeague. Actually, they have a quite average winning record in the last 10 games. They won 5, which puts them in the middle. But somehow, they're using the situation in the standings. They're winning the most important games, which matter for head-to-head. So
look, everybody's losing for that 10th spot.
Yeah,
everybody's losing in the last 2 rounds. Everybody, like FS lost in Villeurbanne.
Yeah.
Only Bayern that is winning. Like Valencia lost to Fener by 50 points. Partizan have won 1 game in the last 6. Milano lost in Baskonia.
Milano also lost in Villeurbanne.
Yeah, so
That's
everybody's losing for that 10th spot. It seems like nobody really wants it except for Bayern at the moment.
And I don't like that Žalgiris still has the chances to get to the top 10 with losing all these games, But also a team you didn't mention was Maccabi. I don't know, maybe it's in your next segment, but Maccabi is playing both Valencia and Bayern in not this week, not the first game this week, but second game, and then the next week's game is against Valencia and Bayern. And I think these both teams could lose to Maccabi easily, and Maccabi could be the sort of a guardian of that top 10 play-in,
Hey, that's why these head-to-head matchups are even more worth it because it's head-to-head. It's direct matchup for the 10th spot, and if you lose, you're not only half game behind, but 1 game, like pure 1 game. So that's why this is going to be super important. And I think the worst thing that can happen is Valencia win against worst or the best thing, let's say for Partizan, for example. If Valencia wins this game against Bayern and then Partizan at home wins versus Valencia, I think that would be huge for Partizan because Partizan does not have a head-to-head advantage over Bayern. They have lost both games. So it's really this triangle we have in the 10th spot with 2 matches remaining is really interesting for the play-in spot.
I love how it's not getting more clear after every week we're talking about it, and it seems like, okay, maybe next week we'll know a bit more, but it seems like we're stuck in this limbo. Yeah.
And the third one, my last one, is I will let you guys and our viewers choose it. Who are they waiting more for it? But I have prepared for both. Okay. I have 2. This is for the comments,
Okay.
Olympiacos, Fenerbahce are playing in round 34 in the last round. So, it's a direct matchup, I think, for the top 4, for the home court advantage. And for Olympiacos, the home court would be huge. I think they made a big step towards it by beating Panathinaikos. And I remember a couple of weeks ago, you were laughing at me saying how Olympiacos are going to finish higher than Pau. Because I thought...
We were not laughing, we were surprised.
Yeah, we were surprised.
Yeah, but I took it as an insult.
You're going to put all the arguments, just to make your narrative
Okay, so
sound
this
good.
is the first option is this.
Yeah.
And
the second option is Partizan hosting Real Madrid in round 31. And we all know the story, what happened last year. I think it's going to be a really intense one. And if Partizan managed to somehow win that game, it's huge for their chances to make the 10th spot. Because Valencia is in a bad form. Bayern has some tough games remaining, even though they play a lot of them at home. And if Partizan can get this extra win against Real Madrid at home because of the energy that might be in the building, I think that would be huge in deciding the 10th spot and the play-in.